Innovative Kids channel presents The Little Dreamer, A Tale of Hope.
In a small village nestled between rolling hills and vast green fields, there lived a little boy named Oliver. Oliver was unlike any other child in the village. While his peers played with toys and laughed freely, Oliver spent most of his days lost in thought, his eyes filled with dreams that seemed too big for his humble surroundings. Oliver lived with his mother in a tiny cottage at the edge of the village. His father had passed away when he was just a baby, leaving his mother to care for him all on her own. Despite their hardships, Oliver's mother worked tirelessly to provide for him, taking on odd jobs and selling handmade crafts in the village market. But despite her efforts, life was not easy for Oliver and his mother. They often went to bed hungry, and there were days when they couldn't afford to light a fire to warm their home. Yet through it all, Oliver remained hopeful, his spirit unbroken by the challenges they faced. One day, as Oliver wandered through the village, he overheard a group of children talking excitedly about the upcoming festival. The village held a grand festival once a year, filled with music, laughter, and delicious treats. It was a day that Oliver looked forward to more than any other, a day when the worries of the world seemed to fade away, if only for a moment. But this year, Oliver knew that attending the festival would be impossible. His mother had fallen ill, and they barely had enough money to buy food, let alone pay for the festivities. As he walked home, a heavy weight settled in Oliver's chest. He couldn't bear the thought of his mother missing out on the joy of the festival, and yet he knew there was nothing he could do to change their situation. That night, as Oliver lay in bed, unable to sleep for hunger and worry, he made a silent vow to himself. He would find a way to make his mother smile again, even if it meant sacrificing his own happiness. The next morning, Oliver woke with a newfound determination. He knew that he couldn't rely on anyone else to help them, so he set out into the village, determined to find a way to earn some money. He approached every villager he met, offering to do odd jobs in exchange for a few coins. Some turned him away without a second glance, while others gave him pitying looks and a handful of coins. But Oliver refused to be discouraged. He knew that every coin brought him one step closer to his goal. Weeks passed, and Oliver worked tirelessly, taking on any job that came his way. He mended fences, tended gardens, and even helped the blacksmith forge new tools. And with each passing day, his determination grew stronger, fueled by the hope of seeing his mother smile once more. Finally, the day of the festival arrived, and the village buzzed with excitement. The streets were filled with colorful banners and the sweet scent of freshly baked treats. But as Oliver looked around at the happy faces of the villagers, a pang of sadness washed over him. He had worked so hard to earn enough money to attend the festival, but now that the day had come, he couldn't shake the feeling of guilt that gnawed at his insides. How could he enjoy the festivities, knowing that his mother lay at home, too weak to even get out of bed? But just as Oliver was about to turn and head home, he felt a gentle hand on his shoulder. He turned to see Mrs. Jenkins, the baker's wife, smiling down at him. "Oliver, my dear boy," she said kindly, "I've been watching you work so hard these past few weeks. You remind me of my own son, always putting others before himself. I want you to have this." She pressed a small bag into Oliver's hand, and when he looked inside, his eyes widened in disbelief. It was filled with shiny coins, more than enough to buy food and medicine for his mother. Tears welled up in Oliver's eyes as he looked up at Mrs. Jenkins, his heart overflowing with gratitude. Without a word, he turned and ran home as fast as his legs could carry him, the sound of laughter and music from the festival fading into the distance behind him. When Oliver burst through the door of their cottage, his mother looked up in surprise, her face pale and drawn from illness. But as Oliver emptied the bag of coins onto the table before her, her eyes widened in disbelief. "Where did you get all this money, Oliver?" she asked, her voice filled with wonder. Oliver took a deep breath and told her everything about his weeks of hard work, his encounters with the villagers, and Mrs. Jenkins's act of kindness. And as he spoke, he saw the spark of hope return to his mother's eyes, a spark that had been missing for far too long. Together, they counted the coins, marveling at the bounty before them. And though they knew that their struggles were far from over, they also knew that they would face them together with love, determination, and a little bit of magic. As the sun began to set on the village, Oliver and his mother sat together at their window, watching the lights of the festival twinkle in the distance. And though they were too weak to join in the festivities, their hearts were filled with a joy that surpassed any celebration. For they knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they had each other, and that was all they needed to face the world with hope and courage.
And so, in the small village, nestled between rolling hills and vast green fields, the tale of Oliver, the little dreamer, became a legend passed down from generation to generation. A tale of hope, of kindness, and of the enduring power of love.
Thanks for watching. For watching more kids educational videos, subscribe Innovative Kids channel.